Hi, I'm State Senator Terri Bonoff talking to you from the Capitol. Quite an exciting day at the Capitol. There I was in the State Senate, just, going over regular, routine bills. What was happening in the House was they were actually passing the marriage equality bill. The entire Capitol was just abuzz with excitement. You could hear people singing, chanting. I went over to the House and watched the excitement as members poured out. So excited to have passed this historic bill. Really, at some points when we were sitting in the Senate and listening to the singing, it felt like we were at some kind of a campfire and everybody was participating. So it's hard to put words to the feelings around what it was like today in St. Paul, but I'm looking forward to participating in our own discussion on that on Monday. Another very exciting thing happened for our community in St. Paul this week, and that was our Hollydale bill actually passed both houses and is now sitting on the governor's desk to be signed. So for those of you who haven't been following this, as you recall, I discovered last summer when I was door knocking about this little section of Western Plymouth where XL was proposing to put the big 115K voltage power lines, big metal power lines in people's backyards. And we were like, wait a minute, we have to fight that. So we worked with the PUC, we tried, a normal process. And at the end of the day, we were getting a little worried that perhaps our efforts weren't going to turn out so well. A group of us got together, Plymouth neighbors, your attorney, many people came together. We worked with Sarah Anderson, Representative Benson, and we said, let's do this from a legislative perspective. Let's try that. And so we put forward a bill that said that they cannot put those big poles in if there's a feasible alternative that meets the requirements, and in fact that bill passed. And so now we were very hopeful that we'll be able to stop this from happening. Nothing's for sure, but all signs point to certainly much more optimistic. Yesterday, we did the minimum wage bill. There, again, a lot of talk about that. I want to point to a key difference between the House and the Senate bills. The House passed a bill where the minimum wage went up to $9.50. Our bill was actually a much more conservative approach. Our bill started with $7.25 to conform with federal law, then in 2014 moved to $7.50, and then ended at $7.75 in 2015. I felt as though this was a good compromise. We did not have an inflationary increase in our bill. We were looking at, if it were to go higher, would there be the opportunity to have a two-tier system for the restaurant and hospitality industry, but being that ours was at $7.75, there was not that amendment put forward. We have not gotten our targets yet, so I don't know where we'll come in at in terms of how much we'll end up spending on our key initiatives such as higher ed or the K-12. I'm hopeful we'll get those targets soon, and then we'll be meeting in conference committee. And we won't have much time because before you know it, this session will be done, and hopefully we'll all be satisfied and proud of the results. Thanks very much. Read the update for the rest of the details.